Good morning, happy Friday, and welcome to another edition, the Good Friday version of Irreverent Knits. I am Tracy, owner of Low Country Shrimp and Knits, and with me is the fabulous Judi of Maggie Loves Yarn, and welcome. It's another week.
That probably doesn't work right.
What?
Irreverent Knits on Good Friday.
I know, sorry. We'll be reverent knits today. We're going to be very good. In fact, we will possibly even behave ourselves.
Nah.
Okay. I'm over that. So anyways, good morning, and we have lots of stuff to talk about today. Hopefully, anything. Yeah. You went to a wedding, a big wedding.
It was such a fun weekend.
I know.
Oh my God, Birmingham was fun. The whole wedding weekend was fun. Danny and Gretchen, I know you're watching, Gretchen. Thank you so much for inviting us.
Yeah, they had a great time.
It was all attention to little details, and it was good. I was hurting. I'm still hurting. My knee's still hurting.
Well, she got her swerve on the dance floor. So
I did. It was.
So how could you not?
Incredible.
How could you not? Well,
and
the bride looked gorgeous.
You got to see your daughter last Friday get an award.
I know. I wasn't here last Friday. I had all intentions, and then we got this. My youngest daughter was receiving an award for her grades, which she's had a very long and challenging time with her learning. She's got a pretty good learning disability, and so for her to get honors, A and B honors, it's a big deal. So I was like, you know what? That's far more important than me babbling.
Sometimes you got to be a mom.
I had to be a mom. It was far more important than me babbling. So sorry if you tried to join and we weren't here. I do apologize. But life. Like I was lifing, and that's how it all goes. So anyway, so I know last we spoke, perhaps you were involved, but we were talking about this sweater. So I've been trying to make this one sweater, and I loved this pattern. It's called Cloud 9 T. All right, here's I have to find the actual picture of it. It's in here somewhere. Here it is. The Cloud 9 T. And I was
adorable.
Like, oh my God, I love this sweater. Okay, I kid you not. I am not a swatch girl. Okay, I know they're important. I know, Judi. I know.
If I had a dollar for every time I'd swatch, I'd start swatching.
I know. I would too. But I was like, okay, no, I'm gonna swatch this one. All right.
She did. She was so good about it.
Oh my God, I made 8 different swatches. I'm like, okay, I like this yarn. They suggested, and I don't have everything that the people are using. And sometimes it's discontinued, or sometimes it's just not available, or sometimes it's so expensive that you're like, oh my God, this sweater is gonna, put me into the arrears on my bills.
Sometimes you gotta realize too, and I ran into this a lot when I had my quilt shop. Magazines come out, they go to print 3 months before they come out.
Course,
the deadline is 3 months before.
Right.
And then you've got projects in there that may have been made a year or two before
absolutely.
that are in there, and people would come in and go, well, I want that exact fabric, and it's like, it's not, you can't. It's not available anymore.
Or it's just, it's going to be that, how much do you want to spend on something to wear? I mean, okay, maybe you do want to spend $1,000, and I will be happy to sell that to you. However.
It's like, you like that shirt in that catalog, don't wait 2 years and think you're going to find it. You're not.
Exactly.
You're just not.
So I was like, all right, let's use this. This calls for, it was fingering weight, and then I threw in some mohair to just give it a little bit of halo that, and so I knit the swatch. I'm like, oh my God, this is it. And then I do my swatch, I count my numbers. I'm like, not even close. So Judi, all right, Judi is the master of pulling the numbers together. And she goes, that one's not going to work. Okay, let's try something a little thicker. Okay, so we try that one. That one's not going to work. I try a different yarn. I tried 2 different yarns. I tried different weights. I tried different needle sizes. 8.
She did.
Swatches.
We had that app out, Knit Trick, and I was using it.
And Knit Trick is like, what the hell is wrong with you people? Choose a different pattern. And that's literally, they came to my door and they knocked it like, what is wrong with you? Stop it. I'm like, okay.
I'm saying it doesn't work.
I'm like, it just does. I'm like, I don't know what she is using to get these numbers, and I can't find the yarn around here. So I'm like, okay. Forget it. I'm just not meant to do this pattern.
Let's go to plan B.
Let's go to plan B. So I was like, I really want to use, this is my favorite yarn in the whole world. It's Road to China Light by Fiber Company. It is soft. It is decadent. It is like knitting with heaven, okay, right in a skein, heaven in a skein.
Butter.
Yes, Ba's butter. This is heaven in a skein because it's got cloudy. There's camel. There's silk. There's alpaca. Oh, so anyway, I was like, okay. So, and I had this sample in my shop last summer from the Fiber Company. And I love this pattern. It's called Newlands. All right.
Fell in love with
so I fell in love with it. So I'm like, I am going to do this. Now, I have not done lace work before. I don't know. It scares me for some reason. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to do it. I'm just going to suck it up and I'm going to do it. So I'm going to do this pattern. And again, we swatched. I got exactly the same numbers that I was supposed to get. I'm like, okay, this is telling me this is where you need to go. This is where you need to go. So then we go into this pattern. And again, I know this pattern works because I had it in my shop. Okay, so I'm not just pulling something that no one's ever made.
That's right, you had the sample.
I had the sample.
We all fell in love with it.
Oh, everyone was like, oh my God, this pattern. Okay, so then we did this thing, and it says here that there's going to be, I think it was 6 to 10 inches?
6 to 10 inches positive ease.
Positive ease. So I'm like, that's a big number. Okay, that's a lot of positive ease. Does that mean, after you're knitting, or is this in kind of incorporating that into the stitches? And we kind of went back and forth. And thought,
usually it means that's how much ease is built into the pattern. Usually.
So I was like, okay, and I can't remember if it's exactly. I have to look it up. There's quite a bit of ease in here.
I think it's 6 to 10.
One of them had a lot. One of them had 6 to 10, and this one had maybe a little something. But anyway, so I was like, okay, so we incorporated that, and I'm like, all right, I'm going to go to this size. We did actual measurements before I cast on. I mean, we planned this, and so this is an I-cord cast on. So if you're unfamiliar with an I-cord cast on, it takes a long time. It takes a long time because you put 4, this is with 4 because you can do it with all different levels of stitches. So this one's 4 stitches. So then you go in and you knit, and then you slip, and then you go 4 more. I mean, you're just constantly knitting and creating another stitch and creating another, knitting it. So it takes forever.
My slip stitch blanket had 319.
Oh, this was 294. 294 it wanted me to cast on, and I'm like,
you're pretty close.
I was like, okay, all right, we're doing this. So I sat down and I spent, a couple hours because that's a lot of stitches and back and forth and back and forth and back and forth and back and forth.
I think mine took like 3 days because I just did it a little bit at a time.
Right, and I broke it out because I did it at night before, and I came in here, but I can't do it too much because people come in and interrupt me, and then I lose my train of thought. Anyway, so I was like, okay, we're here. And then so I got all my stitches on it. It's crammed on to like a 32-inch circular needle. So I'm like, okay. So I just do a couple knitting around. I connected my ends, and I did a couple knits in the round to make sure I wasn't twisted, and got ready to, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to put this on a bigger one just so it's not so scrunched up so I can see if I have any mistakes. And I put it on this one, and I was like, oh.
She texted me.
My God.
I was dying.
Oh my God. I kid you not. It fit over my head and my daughter's head, standing next to each other like a hula hoop.
And it wasn't even stretched.
No, it was so huge. I was like, oh my God.
There's your
what
6
is
to
going
10
on?
inches of ease right there,
Like,
baby.
what is going on? I'm like, Judi, how am I screwing this up so badly? So here's what I did. I said, screw any of these patterns. So I pulled out a lot of those stitches. I pulled out a little less than half of those stitches, and I measured it around the biggest part of my body, my boobs, and I said, all right, well, this, I know we'll go over that. And then I started from the bottom up, and I started to use this other pattern. I was
brought
like,
her to the dark side.
She's right. I'm like, forget it. I'm just going to do my own thing. This is ridiculous, which I don't do. I am a rule follower. Like, I am someone that
I'm not going to do it that way. See, you said it.
I did, because I've been with Judi too long. She's rubbed off on me in bad ways. Bad ways.
That's not a bad way.
Oh, no, I know.
You're making it your own.
I'm making it.
So then making it so it'll fit.
So I made it so, sort of, we think so far. So I'm like, well, then forget it. I'm just going to use this part of this pattern to go up to here. And then I was like, all right, well, I love this cable pattern here. Well, it's kind of lacy pattern, actually. So I was like, all right. So I'm like starting. I did a couple of my rows just to get it squared away. And I'm like, I'm going to start this pattern. And I look at, I'm doing this pattern. I'm like, okay, I'm figuring this out. And I get up a couple ways. And then I read this pattern and realize, oh, they're going from top down. I'm going from bottom up. So actually the pattern's completely upside down. I was like, oh.
She truly is making it her own.
It's like, well, I don't care. I'm just going to do it this way. So here it is. My amalgamation.
But you know what?
My amalgamation.
It's kind of a symmetrical pattern. So
it
looks
is
the same.
It is.
I can't,
So here's my amalgamation. It will look a lot tighter and neater when it gets blocked, because with any type of lace work, you really need to kind of pull it out and let it bloom into what it needs to be. But anyway, so we're going to talk today, because of this, about how to work up a sweater that actually fits you, because I have done patterns that you think you're following and I am a pattern follower. I don't think out of the box. I don't have this, well, if I throw this over here and do this until this sweater, which I don't know, I've lost my darn mind, but I need someone to tell me exactly how to do it. I can do it. I'm not afraid of it, but I need you to say, nope, stop here, tweak this, and I got it. But sometimes the patterns lie. And sometimes,
and that's what, as much as I love that Cloud 9 pattern, I truly think, in Cloud 9 designer, if I'm wrong, let me know.
please.
Sometimes, because I've seen it happen, because they've asked me before. I've made something up and done it, and they go, oh, that's so cool. Could you write up the pattern for it? Well, it's months after you've done it.
Right.
So you sit down and you kind of write what you remember.
Right.
And if you don't have test knitters to knit it
try
out,
it out.
try it out.
You're like,
yeah, it's
this
like,
is what I think.
I think that's what I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, and everybody's different.
Absolutely.
And that's also why measurements are so important, because I know that this is not going to be comfortable on me unless I do a 10-inch drop.
Well, and
that's where it is.
you know, exactly.
15 inches, at least 15 inches is where I'm comfortable with the
where
length.
you're right. And so that was part of what I was going to ask you today. So in here, all right, so now I'm going back to, this is kind of what the base of my sweater is going to look like with the extra cabling in the front. I'm calling it cabling even though it's lace. Just go with it. Because it's my own thing. I'm making it up. Damn it, it's a cable even though it's not, okay? Go with it.
You just come up with a whole
I'm just
new
going
name
to, it's
for
my
it.
own thing, okay? So just go with it. So anyway, here, now it has you knit up from the bottom up, and then you divide off for the top of the back and the arms, okay? So here, because it is a shorter bottom, okay? It kind of cuts short, really almost to right about waist length. Now, I have had 2 kids, and no one has any business seeing that. So
Ain't nobody got time for
ain't
that.
nobody needs to see that nightmare all up in their faces. So nobody needs to be looking at my stomach. Sorry, I'm almost 50 years old, and
I got emergency stomach surgery. You wouldn't believe the scar on my stomach from here to.
sweet. Yeah, no, mine's a hot mess. My daughter, I was so sick with her. I was just all belly, and she ripped all of my muscles, and without surgery, they're just like, woo! So it's hot. Imagine that. So anyway, this one says to go up for, I think it was 12 inches. Sorry, hold on one second here. It says knit straight stitch, a stockinette stitch until 12 inches. So 12 inches. So, and I like, let's just go with this shirt as, you know, the kind of the bottom of it. So that only gets me.
Let me do it. 12 inches takes you, watch your boob, right there.
Watch my boob. So it takes me right here. So I know that that's not going to be close enough underneath. That way when I try to put it on, it's going to pull my whole sweater up to where and then I would never wear it
Okay,
because.
so let's learn what you like right now and then remember it.
Right. Well, I'm not going to remember it because I have no short-term memory.
Put your finger where you like the top. Your hem came out there, by the way.
No, it's how it's cut.
Oh, well, that's weird. Okay, so I'm going to put it at the bottom of this. Now you tell me where your length is that you like.
I like right there.
15 inches.
So 15 inches is where I'm going to knit in this stockinette stitch, knit in the round
the same as me because we're
bottom
about the
here.
same height.
Yeah, but now Judi has, as she tells you, no shoulders. So when she creates the front and back, then her measurements.
I know that 10 inches is my drop here that I like.
Right.
I also know that where most people have like 10, I have 3.
Right.
So,
Right.
You know, I know
Right.
that too, to where.
So before you start a sweater, a shirt, something, a cardigan, you know, something that is fitted, you've got to think of how do you want this piece to actually fit you, and then try to work out your measurements in your pattern, because
We're going to do that in the shop because I have a wonderful, I've taught it before. It's a picture, front and back, and it shows you exactly where to measure. You write it in, and I did for the longest time, taped it up on the closet door of my sewing room.
Right.
And I could refer to it when I knew then what size, how long to make something. Now I kind of know, kind of like socks.
Right.
I know, 6 inches.
Well,
and
because
then
you've done
blah,
zillions
blah,
of them.
So,
Yeah.
Same thing here, 15 inches.
Yeah.
And then,
So those are some things, like when you are taking measurements, take measurements of exactly what you want, okay? Now, when you're measuring across your chest, don't do like a bra. A bra has you measure kind of on top of your boobs, right? That's not what you're supposed to do when you have a sweater. They want you to do right across your nipples. And so that is a different
and your
measurement.
waist is right at the top of your hips.
Yep.
and your hips are the fattest part of your butt.
Right, because you want it all to fit in your measurements. And sometimes that means adding stitches. Sometimes that means then pull, if you're going from the, the bottom up, kind of decreasing if you want it to be more hourglass instead of just a, and sometimes it means if you're going down, adding a few at the bottom. And that's okay. I mean, it's okay to just know and then use these things. Little measuring tapes are your best friends when you're trying to, if you're making a scarf, nobody gives a crap.
The store and they have on sale, but
yeah.
Because I measure for cushions and stuff,
Yeah.
they are all over my
She
house.
steals mine. She takes
I do.
others.
No, I steal row counters.
You steal a lot of stuff. She's a kleptomaniac. I mean,
I don't steal tape measures. I have so many of my own.
So,
and if we evacuate, I take them all with me.
yeah,
I don't know.
I know it was a hurricane warning. She got out. She had 5 measuring tapes with her, like
I
just in
got some
case.
big drapes,
Right, just in case. You never know. I was pull over. I've got to measure something. So anyway, but this is your best friend. And be honest with you. Like if you want a sweater to fit, if you're going to wear a shirt underneath, then put a shirt on. That's about and then measure across that. It doesn't. No one needs to know your numbers. It's none of their damn business.
I had one like this.
The little sheep.
And for some reason, I always had it in my purse. And my husband and I were at a furniture store, and we saw this chair we really, really liked. He goes, but I'm not sure it'll fit. Let me see if they have a tape measure. And I went, no problem. And I drew this. And he goes, what the hell is this? And I went, it's a tape measure. And I pulled it out, and he's like, you had that in your purse?
Like, what is wrong with you?
In your purse? And I went, yeah. What's the big deal? Here,
What, like
measure
it's
that
not?
chair.
It's like it's not normal to carry around measuring tape.
And he's like,
come on.
We got the giggles so bad we just laughed because we couldn't even.
Oh yeah, you guys are fools. You guys laugh all the time. I love it. But anyway, so this, and just write your measurements down. I don't remember anything. I literally I forgot what you just said. So I mean, write them down. Okay, I got you now.
I'm
I
used to that
got you
with
now.
I say everything twice. I just say everything twice. And I go up a decibel so he hears me the second time.
That way you definitely remember. So anyway, and if you are confused about, like you are in love with this pattern, make your swatch. And then Knit Trick. Knit Trick has an app.
Oh my God,
Okay?
it's a wonderful app.
It is a wonderful app. So you go in and you say, if you're going to do rows and stitches, you put in what you got, and then they ask you what this pattern asks for, and it's going to tell you the difference that your yarn and your swatch will make, because your swatch is not only the yarn you're using, but it's your tension, because Judi and I knit at very different tensions. Mine is a lot tighter, and maybe a little bit more tightly wound than she is, although I doubt that.
I'm not. I used to be more tightly wound.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely tightly wound. But anyway, so I'm a tight knitter, and she's not. So even when we're making the exact same pattern, hers always is a little bit wider, bigger, looser. I mean, I don't know what the vernacular is, but it's not the same as mine. It's just how it is.
Yeah, when it comes up, there's 3 different ways you can do it. Adjust a pattern.
Mm-hmm.
How much will it matter? And down the bottom, work for measurements. And I've done all of those. This one is when you're swatching, you can really put it in. See, we did it there. We got all your stuff in there. Wait a minute. It's still in there. You were getting 27 stitches.
Right.
The pattern expects, I don't remember.
I think it was 22.
22, yeah. And there were 294 you cast on. And I said, it's going to be 2 inches smaller.
Right.
Almost 3 inches
Almost
smaller.
3 inches smaller. So we factored that in. And you can do this for your measurements. So it will tell you, okay, this is what the pattern is calling, and then it's going to tell you how to adjust your pattern based on measurements.
See, this one had work for measurements, and I don't even remember what it was for. I think I was just playing and I was showing it to someone. So let's say I wanted to use 20 stitches equals 4 inches. And it had repeats of 81 stitches. I guess, I don't know, the motif
Pattern or whatever, yeah.
All right, so the desired size I put in, I wanted it to be 23.5 inches. It was going to be 7 inches too small. So then what you do is you keep putting in how many more stitches till you get it 0. So if you're working like, the t-shirt I want to do, the raw tee.
Yeah.
If I wanted to do it that way and it said, well, it's going to be 2 inches too small, I'll put in, well, what if I did 90 stitches?
Right.
And they go, oh, that works. Ding, 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 ding.
Right.
So then I know to add on 90 stitches.
And so that's the whole thing. You can play with them patterns. The patterns are a guideline. It's not
not
law.
a free app.
It's not law.
It's not a free app.
No, but it's worth it. I mean, I use it all the time.
And at first I didn't use it that much because I didn't understand it, because it involved math. Yeah. But now I get it. And I
still don't really get it, but I still use it, and then I just go,
and the other one that is so cool that I use.
And Knit Trick. And so just
Knit
look up
Trick,
that
all
app.
one word, 2 T's.
Yep.
The other one, and I think this one was like maybe, I don't know whether this one was free or not. It's called Knit Evenly.
Okay.
Okay. So it says, let's say that you have 6. I'm working. Let's say you can work increase or decrease. I'm going to increase.
Okay.
I guess I'm decreasing. I'm increasing, and it's not
Working.
going to work in here.
Yeah.
So
So
I'm
you can
working
work in the flat. You can work in the round on this.
So you type in, I have 132 stitches on my needle.
Okay.
And the next round says increase evenly 45 stitches. Okay. You calculate it, and there's the pattern that you use.
Oh my God, I don't know this. Why are you hiding these things from me? So here it gives you the pattern that you need, which I know is backwards. So sorry.
So you do it for one round. That's what you do to get it evenly.
So, and that's amazing too. So, and again, especially if you're working with something with color work where you've got a pattern and things like this is a really good, opportunity to really look at, like, well, and Judy's the queen of this, where she's like, all right, I'm not going to do the pattern that way, but I want to make this and I'm going to add this over here. And so there's
And
a lot of engineering involved.
Color work, because you want that chart to come out.
Yeah.
And if that chart is 12 stitches repeat,
You need
you
to
can't add 9 stitches.
Right, you gotta go
on.
12.
It ain't gonna work.
Right. So
It's got to be 12.
Right.
So
there
or you
is-
got half a crab.
Right.
It doesn't look right.
Right.
So,
So, and that's the whole thing. And that's why So this is why I've just gone rogue and I'm doing my own craziness. But anyway, so it can be
you're gonna
done.
be so proud of it.
I am, or I'm just going to laugh until I stop. And either way, winning.
So Knit Trick,
Mm-hmm.
we
What is it? Knit evenly?
we're just gonna nag you every week till you buy it.
Buy it.
Knit Trick.
They should
And
start
then-
paying us, don't you think? Knit Trick should be like, oh my God, you love us so much. Here's some sponsorship money.
I know. Hello, Knit Trick.
Knit Trick.
And Knit Evenly.
Yeah,
I
knit
use
evenly.
Knit Evenly.
You've hidden knit evenly.
Yeah, I thought I showed it to you.
You didn't. Because you're the meanest. So that is one front of my craziness. So Judy's just decided she's gonna whip out a hat, and
Well, this
before
is the hat
breakfast.
I told you last March I'd make for the show. I'm only a year behind. I looked it up. It was last June. I'll say June. I said, let me do this because I got a really cute idea for it with the patches, so I'll do the patches on it.
Yeah.
And it's been sitting there since last June, and I thought I needed kind of a little break between all the color work because I finished Saari.
Yep, and
And,
it looks so good. Although I feel like you're not like over the moon about it. Why aren't you over the moon about it?
I've decided it's maybe the yarn I used. It doesn't have it. I love the lore, but it didn't quite have the. I don't know because I've got to block it again.
Yeah.
So the second time I block it, I will see. And we decided to make this a little bit wider. And
Yeah,
that
I like
could be
that.
wide too.
Yeah.
So I did steek it. Remember we did the felting 2 weeks ago.
Oh, speaking of, here.
Well, you can have that. Mine still works.
I
still
broke
have the other
Judy's.
one.
I
No,
broke
keep that.
Judy's. So
We're gonna carry some in
oh,
the
here
shop.
we are. I just got some too for the shop. So this is our new felting needle tool. So that way you can have some catharsis while you craft.
So, I made the collar a little bit higher because it hung down too far. Because,
Yeah.
no shoulders. It doesn't look right.
Sure.
So we made the collar a little bit higher. And I did follow the recipe, the directions. See, Gretchen calls them recipes.
I think it's a Southern thing.
It is a Southern thing.
thing. Not a
They
pattern.
call-
It's a recipe. And
they
I've called
call them
it
recipes.
I found myself saying that
so
too.
Gretchen knew, it's like, so. And then I decided to make the band a little bit wider, which
So
is
this
okay.
is Saari. Is this the Knitted Kalavala book?
Yes.
So this is Saari, and then if you want to hand me that book, I will show
Well,
you. So,
yeah, but I'm going to show you something in it.
oh, okay. Never mind.
So when we were doing it the other day, I said, well, I have to block this again, like I said. But when I cut it, that felting, I did not drop a single stitch. Not a single stitch.
I don't know how you could at
Love
that
it.
point. I think felting it would be so much less scary to me.
Yeah, but you got to remember, if you're not working with 100% wool,
It's
then
not
you
going to
can't
felt.
do it.
Right.
So I added that, and I added this, and I do like it. It's a shorty because I don't think this would look right long either.
No.
So and the directions said to pick up every single stitch, which is 96 stitches.
Well,
on there.
and you get that-
usually you don't.
Wavy.
Yeah, usually you don't.
Yeah.
You go like 3 and skip 1.
Yeah.
But I can understand why you don't. Also because you're going to lose a stitch because you've cut it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you
I
gotta
understand
pick 'em
that
all
too.
back up.
So it is a little wavy, but I think it'll block out. And when you look at the pattern, and I looked at hers today, hers waves too.
Oh yeah. Yep. So here's the one in the book. Super cute. Here is the book, the Knitty Kalevala. I have them here in the shop.
I love them. There's so many more in there.
They are from Lane Publishing. We love Lane Publishing.
And the other
Books are
thing
gorgeous.
I think is, and I looked at others too, I would have brought the button band here instead of all the way up and brought the collar over this way. Because I think it would stable it more because now it just wants to flop.
Yeah.
So I think I am going to put a button on it, and I brought a button because I collect buttons. I think
Oh,
that
that
button
one's
will
so
work.
cute.
That button will work on it. So I've got to block it again.
All right.
And then I will
Are you going
cover.
to add a button?
Yeah.
Hole?
Nah, and it's so loose it'll just pop through.
Oh,
You've never done that?
no.
Oh, look how loose that
Girl,
is.
you know I'm a rule follower. We
No,
just
you
talked
don't have
about
to.
this.
That'll go right through.
Hi, Liz.
Hey, Liz. That'll go right through. Maybe not. I think I will. It will if I work it. See.
Okay, now what if you just...
I may just clasp it, put a clasp on it.
Okay, that makes me feel better.
So, and the only thing left then after I block it is to cover the raw edges.
Yep.
And they say gross grain ribbon or ribbon works the best.
Okay.
And I know people are going to want to see the inside, and I always felt like the inside should be as much fun as the outside.
I agree.
So we found this great site. They're from Arizona. I love you people. It's called Renaissance Ribbons.
Okay.
And they have the coolest ribbons you've ever seen. And you can buy kits and use the ribbons to make little purses, and I want to do that.
Fun.
So these are what I bought because I've got this one that is blue.
Mm-hmm.
I've got Dagna I want to do that is kind of like a raspberry and brown.
Mm-hmm.
And then Kate Davies, All Hail Kate
All Hail
Davies,
Kate
the
Davies.
color work one.
Okay.
So I ordered some. They came like less than a week.
Nice.
I know they came while I was gone. It's like, I can't wait to get home and see them. But I'm going to show them so you can see.
Look at how cute these are.
Are they not gorgeous? The top one is going to go in the Kate Davies, All Hail Kate Davies.
All hail.
The middle one will be in Saari,
Love
and the
it.
bottom one with the donuts. She goes, donuts? I went,
I
trust
love
me,
donuts.
they're so cute.
Oh, they're adorable.
They're going to go on the bottom. And you know what I'm doing? I
they
decided
fit
to
your
go ahead
personality,
and get
too.
2 yards every time. I don't need 2 yards on this, but I'm going to buy 2 yards. And what I have left over, I'm going to use to make that.
Oh, that's so cute. Yeah. Well, you want to show up the inside. Look at, so this is...
Not
this
that
is-
good. I'm not as good as the Norwegian.
She's good. So this is when, when you're learning color work, this to me is the most stressful part, is because you're pulling the yarn along on the on the inside of your knitting usually, and the outside is just so beautiful and flawless. The inside to me always looks like I'm going to be sticking my hands in mine because I don't have the tension quite right in where you put the floats, as they call this. So you can tell somebody who's really talented.
Oh, you should see some of the Norwegians.
Oh my God, it's so beautiful.
I don't know why I'm in that Scandinavian color work.
It just makes you feel sorry for yourself.
They pull-
You're like feeling bad about
pull it
yourself.
up
That's
and
why.
it's like, oh my God! I can say I got a little knot there. And I don't care.
No, it's gorgeous. Are you kidding? No.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Yeah,
It's
gorgeous.
not one that I will wear to. Oh, that's what I forgot to bring today.
What?
The tunic.
Oh, that's all right. We'll do it next time.
It's not one that I will wear to a black tie wedding. But you know what? Throw it on over jeans.
No,
to
it's
go.
super cute.
It'll be cute.
It's
It'll
super
be
cute.
It
And I'm-
doesn't fit me as well as Linnea and some of my others.
Yeah.
But that's
those
okay.
need to come back. They are missing me. All your stuff, you need to stop having clothes at your house. You need to, start getting dressed back here. Yeah, so those, I think it's adorable.
So
It
that's
definitely
what I
would be
do
cute
different
to throw
on
on.
here.
All right.
But over
go
jeans,
across.
it'll be fine.
No, just put your notes in Ravelry, and then others can learn from you too. And Maggie always is everywhere. This is Maggie's hair.
Maggie. It just makes everything a tweed with Maggie.
That's right. So
Poor baby.
So that is how we've had some new fun things come into the shop. Woo! It's so
And
much
she's
fun.
going to start carrying maybe. So when we get into sticking, she'll carry some of
I will.
Renaissance
I
ribbons.
will. We've
And
got
if I do the show at Oxford next year, they'll be in my booth.
yes, definitely.
too. Renaissance, if you're listening, if you're watching,
Yay,
RenaissanceRibbons.com.
All right, we're going to be checking you out as well. Okay, so we did get some new fun things. I know I keep talking to you about my road to China because I'm so addicted to it. They have a couple more colors that I've added. So here they are. Aren't they just gorgeous? They
I
are
think the green's going home
so
with me today.
soft and wonderful. The green one is called Abalone, or Abalone, however you say that one. And this one is called Blue Spinel. So absolutely, this one's got like a blue and whites kind of. It's very heathery looking to me.
It is. They both are.
Yeah, they're just beautiful. But actually, this abalone has kind of almost like browns in it. So it's just
it's browns?
I see it as a brown, like a green brown.
Yeah,
I do.
Yeah.
But maybe
Last
your eye.
night-
She's got an art
last
eye,
night,
don't so.
Yeah, and maybe a little bit of gray.
Yeah, that one's really pretty. Really, really pretty. So these are 2 new additions to all the fun that we have. And I can always order. I can always order if there's something that you're like, I love this color, you're not carrying it. Talk to me. I can order it. I can get it to you usually within a week. And also because I made my my very fluffy cardigan, I have ordered a few more of these Cirro. And so this is a new color to the shop. This is called Graceful, and it looks like a cloud, like Cirro. Okay. And this one we've got back because I know some people were looking for more of this one. This one's called Angelic.
You
and I
marl that with anything. It's gorgeous.
and marl it with anything, but you don't even need to. It holds itself.
No, yeah, it does.
So I'll grab. So I made this to kind of demonstrate, and I love this sweater. So this is how it knits up. It's really soft. It's really, really fluffy, and you don't see the white that holds it all together. It kind of binds it. So this is what it knits up to. It's just really nice and soft. And I did order more of the gray. It's
I
just
put that on. I wore that one day in here, and it's like,
it's really soft. She's
Yeah.
like, don't let me steal this.
tempting.
Don't let
I know,
me
I should
steal
go
this.
into my closet since my closet is here. We'll just do like an exchange.
We'll trade
Yeah.
it out. It'll be like sisterhood of the traveling sweater. So, so again, the gray is coming in. It's just on back order currently. So if you're waiting for that, I apologize, but we will get it here as soon as possible. We have a couple, not new additions, but we've back in stock. Pima Soft. This is a great soft, comfortable, cozy yarn. All my pinks had sold out. So this is more like a salmon-y color.
There's been a run
And the
on girl
pinks.
baby blankets.
There have been a ton. We've had a ton of new grandmas and moms coming in. They want to make stuff for their babies. So
That
we've got
stuff is
these.
perfect for it.
It is. It's nice. It's soft. It knits up beautifully. This is a great product.
New colorway.
We have, oh yes, and so Maggie, I was going to save the best for last,
Oh, sorry.
girl.
Go
Yeah,
ahead.
saving the best for last. I got some more Major in. So Major is a great yarn. It's a workhorse, and there's a lot of yardage for a really good price point. So if you're into charity knits, we have a lot of people here that do prayer shawls and things like this. This is an excellent yarn for that. It's acrylic, so it is washable. And again, there's a lot of yardage. I just got new contacts. I keep going for my glasses. We'll see if this works. So there are 328 yards per skein, and this is $14. So you do get a lot of yardage, and it's a bulky yarn, so it knits up very quickly or works up very quickly. So we got this color, nice little gray colorway. We got this pink and white colorway. This one is called Strawberry Punch.
It's so cute.
So cute. This gray one, what is this one called? This one is called Graphite. And the last one here that's new to us is called Mermaid.
And you know what? We had a lady in that, hand me that one, that she was making a baby blanket, remember?
Yes.
And she had these colors in it.
Mm-hmm.
And she wanted to make a couple more squares, but you didn't have the exact purple because she didn't even remember what the yarn was
Right.
or anything. And I showed her this, and I said, do a couple squares out of this, and then use this around the border,
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
and it'll tie in all the colors. And she
Pulls it
loved
up.
it.
Yeah.
She bought, what, 2 of them?
I don't know, but it was,
Yeah.
yeah.
She
I
went,
mean,
oh
just-
my God, that's like the best idea ever.
Yeah.
So, you know, sometimes if you got something and you ran short, especially like on a blanket or
Yeah.
a pillow or whatever, and you need something, you know, you need it, but you can't match it exactly, look for something like this that has the colors
Well,
are
tie
very
it together.
similar in it.
Yeah.
And then just tie it all together.
Mm-hmm.
You can, see, that comes from teaching. We know how to punt.
That's right, baby.
You know, you have this easy day plan, and the principal walks in to observe.
And you're like,
Get your book
okay, now we're on. So anyway, and then I was very excited. Dun, 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 dun. We got some new color. Well, some of it's not new, but some of it sold out so quickly that I can't keep it on the shelves. This one, I love this
It
one.
has
And
become very
I
popular.
wanted to steal it, and somebody bought it right out from underneath me. Rude. But this one's called Bluffton Art Walk. This is Judy's yarn. It is absolutely gorgeous.
And Arlene is knitting seaweed scarf in that. And
Gorgeous.
It is gorgeous.
It is absolutely beautiful. So these yarns about 400 yards. So give or take, depending on the yard. So there's great yardage in this. The price point's beautiful, and these are so unique, and they're specific to Bluffton. So Judy's got a whole series here at the shop, and most of the pictures are online. Some of them I try to get the pictures online, and they sell out before I can even take a picture of it. So we got this one. This one goes quickly too. Spanish moss. So if you know the South and you know all the beautiful moss that hangs from the trees, that's Spanish moss.
romantic.
And it's
So
it's just so southern and beautiful. So this we got back in. So if you would like that, let me know. I will put it aside for you. And this one, Judy has to explain. I love these colors. They make me
I think
they
I
make
could
me
do
happy.
it again. I played with it. I I did a pink and a green and a little bit of a purple.
And there's a surprising couple of like yellow here.
Like them. So I dipped it again in another green, and it softened everything up because I learned from Lena that you go opposite the pink.
That's
was overpowering. The pink took over everything. So I dipped it in a green, and it did come out really cute.
Yeah.
And I think I could do it again, but I wasn't sure, and so I called it. We are never, ever, ever getting back together. Thank you, Taylors.
We are not copywriting that.
Yes. So we might be able to
she's
get
going to
back
add
together.
put a couple extra nevers in there. Then she'll never know. Never, ever know.
I did write it down. I think I could do it again. I could do it again.
Well, you have the eye for that. But this is beautiful too. But this is definitely one of a kind. So if this is something that you're interested in, let us know, and we'll be able to put it aside for you. It's really pretty. Actually, you have
lilac.
She had one called Sweet Pea. I think we sold out of it too. Yeah. That was similar-ish. A little. The pink was a little brighter on the Sweet Pea, but this is really pretty.
But you know, Lena's been talking me through how to soften colors, and that really worked that time. I listened to her.
Well, so this is my daughter, who's very artistic, and she's just really talented. And so, Judi, I don't know if you remember, you have a field trip to take with my daughter this week.
I know, but she's teaching.
Only Wednesday. We
Okay,
can
we'll
do
figure out what
Monday.
day, because
do Monday or something.
Well, because I have Maggie all week. I can't put her in a crate for 5 or 6 hours.
You just take her with you. She can ride on the roof. I meant Lena. No, I'm just kidding.
I know. That's the problem.
So my daughter
the
is
Shack's closed all week because of the heritage.
No, I know.
It's big
it's
golf
crazy.
Week.
So we
are this out.
Bluffton. If you're not familiar with where we are located right outside of Hilton Head Island in South Carolina, and we're right next to Georgia. Like we are, 15 miles, 20 miles from Georgia.
20 minutes to Savannah.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Right there. So this time of year is crazy because, and I don't blame all you Northerners. I wanted to get the hell out of Dodge too by April. You're so over this weather. The winter weather is awful. So this is a very busy time. But we also have the Heritage, which is a big golf tournament here on Hilton Head.
It's where everybody comes to party after the Masters.
Yeah. So it is a very busy, crazy busy time. So yeah, we are.
If we go Monday and go early and just come straight back,
yeah,
it should be fun.
We'll have to figure it out. I have to teach. I'm still teaching. I'm not done with the semester, but we have to teach. But my daughter is very much into cosplay, and she wants to enter this competition. But the competition requires you to create your own costume. You can't just purchase it. And so she's kind of worked with Judi to pick out some patterns. I know nothing about sewing. I mean, legit, like even when I took home ec, the teacher's like, yeah, good thing you're pretty. I'm like, shut up.
Now's a good time to run down to Joann's because it's prom season.
Well, that's
so all the good.
Yeah, so we'll have to do that. I know nothing about fabric other than that's pretty.
This is not a couple day thing.
No.
Like a good month.
And she doesn't want you to do all the work. She just needs help starting. I mean, she can figure out some of these things.
That's not a problem.
I have an old sewing machine. You just have to help me figure out how to use it.
Do I have anybody coming to drop stuff off Monday?
We'll figure it out.
Monday might work for us.
We'll find a time.
All I did was go away for 4 days.
Well, we miss you when you're gone. We can't handle it.
4 dining room chairs to cover, 2 cushions, 2 stools, a big bolster pillow that is as long as this table, and I've got a lady tomorrow dropping off more pillows.
She has a lot of gorgeous sewing.
So my living room is full of chairs.
I tell you, you got to charge more money. You got to charge more money, girl. Your time is worth more than that. So I want to tell you about what. My husband, bless his heart.
So when I work for you, I'd like for you to pay me. I can raise here.
Okay, let's not get crazy. Okay, let's not get crazy. All right, let's. All right, I feed you occasionally. God. So my husband, and I said bless his heart. I meant to not say that because that's in a Southern, that's a bad thing. So God love him. Is that better?
He's been so good.
He's been so good. So we want to sell these things at the shop. So what these are is somebody's called them barber cords, but what they are is when you are putting aside things on waist yarn. So when you're knitting something and they say, well, put these stitches, take off these stitches for the arm, or put it around waist yarn on the band, or whatever have you. If you use a cord like this, and in the beginning it's a little awkward to figure out, but then you really will start to love them because I had to tell Gretchen that the other day, and I said, remember when I said they were okay? And she goes, yeah. I said, well, we went on a second date. Yeah. and now we really like each other. Yeah, we've worked through our differences. We work through our differences. So this is just a cord. It's got a little tiny hole through the middle. You put your needle in the end, and then you pull your stitches or your knitting onto this. And then, you can tie it off very easily if you want to, you don't want to lose it. Because sometimes waist yarn can be,
But it gives a little stretch, and so if you tie it off at the size of your armhole or the size, whatever, you can really try stuff on.
Right, and so you can see, is it measuring right? How long is my sleeve actually fitting me the way I want it to for this sweater or things like that? So we were like, I'm like, well, let's get some. We'll sell some here at the shop. So we tried to go on. Now online, everything we found was GIMP. So remember when you made those bracelets at camp? GIMP, it doesn't have the hole in it though, and that's how you put your needle in, is through that. So
You gotta say silicone tubing.
Silicone tubing we started to look up. So then she goes, oh, I love these. I'm like, oh, I love those. Those are so fun, these colors. Then it sent to me, it was like this, if I was making a fly fishing lure, I'm like, that is not what the picture looked like.
Because we want to, because the original ones come, you get 3 of them, and they're specific sizes.
Right.
And I've already cut one of mine because I didn't need it that long.
Right.
And so we would like to offer them in different sizes.
Right. So I want some that's, here you have
to.
sleeves, or if it's a waist, or a couple different things. And I was going to see if I so anyway, so my husband's been like, oh, I'll help you find these. I'm like, okay, thanks. So he, and God love him, he really has tried. He has gone to every, we went to fishing stores first to see if, well, maybe we could use this for fly fishing. No, nothing that we could try. Then he's like, all right, I'll go to different hardware stores to see if they have tubing for certain things. Nothing that's the size. So then he ordered me some, and this is one that came that was small. Some of them were the size of Egypt. I mean, they're so big that I could scuba
You
dive.
just slide your needle right down in it.
Through it. And so I'm like, well, this is kind of close. I guess if you're using really big needles, we could do this. So this is the smallest of them. Some of them were like
2 millimeters, so it's supposed to work.
So 2 millimeters was huge. And then he got some. He goes, all right, well, I ordered smaller ones. And it was so small. It was like smaller than fishing wire. I'm like, okay, those aren't going to work either. So, I mean, the poor thing, he has ordered, I kid you, no less than half a dozen different things for me to try.
I was looking up the other day, dental. Because, they is on it. And I went, oh, yeah, but the colors were ugly.
Yeah.
And then I went to plumbing.
And then they're just clear, too. Yeah. And so I'm like, this has been,
but I found
we thought it was going to be so easy, and it's lies.
Well,
lies
did
and kale.
Find them, but they're for mini cars that Europe is like, it's a hobby with Europe. It's I don't know what these mini cars are. I imagine, that you race them on tracks or whatever.
Maybe.
And I found them on there.
Yeah,
but I don't know what mini cars are.
I don't know. We'll have to look that up. But anyway, we are trying like hell. So anyway, if you happen to know where we can get them, because we've looked Oriental Trading, we've looked on eBay, we've looked all through Amazon. We've ordered literally 7 different things through Amazon alone. We've tried all different sites. If there's a site that you know of that just sells these in bulk, please let me know.
We'll give you a set free.
That's right. I will if you hook me up.
You get a set.
Finders free. Yeah, Finder's free. So anyway, that's been that story of that. Now, I would like some drum roll, maybe some angels singing. Okay. All right. You asked. We made it happen. I reached out to Kate Davies.
All hail.
All hail Kate Davies. And we have her beautiful books in stock. So here is the one Judi is going to be making.
This on the front.
This one on the front.
Or Sternaker.
I don't know. Put hydro knockers, whatever it is. That's the one that she's going to be making. Absolutely gorgeous.
Can't wait. I'm gonna cast on Dagna this week probably.
Okay.
And then
she's got
several
things
too. I mean, this one's going to be our summer.
Right, one of our summer.
We got 2 summer.
We can't commit ourselves to just one. I mean,
well,
that's not how we
roll. This is going to be my own work on at home.
Yeah.
The other knit along that we just discovered today will be in the shop. So if you want to do it, we're going to pick a day and you come.
In fact, here.
And we just work on it.
This is the one. It's Rowan right here. I know I hate with the ring light. You can't see, but it is a Rowan. It is called, I wrote it down.
Sea Star.
Sea Star. So we are going to work on that. We actually have the yarn for it. It is also Rowan. And Judi is going to make up first because she's the color work girl. I don't know if I can commit my sanity to this, but we're going to use these 4 colorways.
And Rowan. It is going to be a shop knit along where you can come in
and sit with us.
What are we thinking? Wednesdays from 1 to 3 you come and it's just for people who are working on this.
Yes. So we are, that will be the time you want to come in and sit with us if you are working on this specific one. And if you want to...
if it's nice, we'll bring our chairs and sit outside.
Okay.
Or we'll go sit on the porch of
Peaceful Henry's. They'll love that. It's a cigar bar here. They would love it if we all showed up.
Nectar.
Yeah, we will make it all come together. So, and if you want to buy this as a kit, I will be happy to offer you a discount for it. So, so that is what's going on.
And you might want to come in and look at the colors,
right,
and decide what colors.
Right.
I'm thinking these colors just because they're there, and I think they'd be really pretty.
It's very
in that.
beachy and summery.
I love it.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
It's
so,
soft.
but back to all hail KTVs. We have this in. I have a lot of knitters that are ready. They are ready to take the next step into something that's a little more challenging for them. So this has some great patterns for a beginner-ish knitter.
We're doing a beginning sweater class.
We're going to do a beginning sweater class, how to make a sweater fit. We have a lot of, in fact, I'm going to talk about that in just a moment. We've got them coming up.
You'd think down here, because we do have really hot summers, people would make shawls. And we don't. Sweaters are in, and color work is in.
And we are the premier color work shop in the Low Country.
And our classes are worth the trip.
Absolutely. So come, and you'll laugh. You'll laugh until you stop.
We have so much fun. People come in and they go, "Oh, we're sorry. Is this a private party?" Or is this I'm like, come on
it's just Tuesday.
And then all of
Come
a
on
sudden, they're sitting right there with us, you know?
So here's another one, knitting season. There is some absolutely beautiful things.
Show me the mittens on the back.
Look at these
I love the
mittens.
mittens.
I feel like, I want to go away just to wear
like
these
a whole
mittens.
rabbit in chair.
Oh yeah. So this has got some beautiful, beautiful patterns too. This one, color moves. This one
That's my favorite.
This one is the one that she's got. I think that, Judi, did you say you wanted to make this hat?
I think I'm
believe.
going to steal just about everything in
Okay, so we've got this one here in the shop, and the
there's a
last
hat
one,
in
I have one other one I didn't grab because I only have one
Sark.
copy of. Sark. This one's got some
Gorgeous.
beautiful.
Well, that's the one that kind of tells the story of Scotland.
Yes,
too.
there's a couple of them. That's the other one that I got. That's like it looks like Argyle, but I can't remember. Next class. So, but these are absolutely gorgeous. So I do have them here in stock. If this is something you want to start
I
on.
don't know of anybody else around that even carries all the books that you do from Kate Davies or Lane.
Nope. I think I am the only distributor in this area that carries
Kate
these.
Davies. And I'll tell you what, you just love
They're
her
beautiful.
stuff.
It's just beautiful. So we are starting, and by we I mean I'm making Judi do most of them, but we we are starting. It's called Targeted Techniques classes. Okay, so what we're going to do is every Friday after the broadcast, so you can come watch the broadcast, grab your crap, come over. We are going to be doing
early. You're part of the broadcast.
Come be part of the broadcast. You're all are welcome, unless we lock the door on you, and then you're not. Just kidding. Come on in. But I mean, knock first. Anyway, so we're starting these Targeted Techniques classes, and what they are is 1 hour of something very specific. All right. So sometimes you know certain things, and you're just like, I can't master how to do the Kitchener for toes.
Oh, I showed you guys the 3-needle bind off.
The 3-needle bind off. She did the waitress. What is it called? I'm not really a waitress. No, that's my nail
Chinese
polish.
waitress.
Chinese waitress. I'm not really a waitress. This is my nail polish color. Chinese waitress. So we're going to do different cast-ons, different bind offs. At one class I'm going to teach how to fix mistakes. I've actually already had people sign up for that. So things
we got
that
reading charts. Well, how to read a label and like you just went through that whole thing. How to find the yarn. What does your yarn want to be?
Right.
Sometimes it doesn't want to be that pattern.
Right.
No matter what.
no matter how much you try.
And it, like I said, sometimes you read this and you go, oh, I want to make that, and that yarn is no longer available. Or that yarn is the cost of your first car.
Or it's too heavy. A lot of times the
heavy
sweaters,
for down here.
no one wants to work in full wool if they stay here year round. If you go back north, of course. But if you're here year round, that's just too heavy for
When
here.
she makes this, the one on the front, Sternocker, or however you say it, she does it, I'm sorry, my knee, double. She doubles worsted weight. That's way too heavy for down here. So like we talked about that I'm going to do it in, I'm going to do it in a worsted, remember? But the Barico is a
Remember, really? She's so cute.
It's a lighter weighted worsted.
Yeah.
And I because there's so much positive ease.
Right.
I went up a size, but when you do the knit trick, it was 11. It's going to be 11 inches smaller, and I went, perfect.
Right.
So
because that's kind of like a grandpa sweater, the size of it
so
is
I'm
like a
making
grandpa
it the
sweater.
middle size, but it's going to end up being the first size, which is what I want. But you got to know how to do that. So how to play with the
pattern.
We'll play with the apps that day.
Right. And we've got the class. Bring in a pattern that you want to do. Like we've had people come in and go, I don't know, I want this sweater. How do I make this come together? And we can do that. That's what we do. So bring it in.
Some other ones that we have.
We have a bunch of them. So
seaming, how to seam up at the end, finish. Lifeline.
How to knit in the round. How to connect and how to knit in the round. So we've got that coming up. Oh, I don't know what my list is. We've got a bunch of them. So those classes.
I think about it when I text her.
Yeah, and then I have a long list. So we're going to talk about I know that, you know, kind of joining things together, seaming things, felting things, steeking things. So all, you know, just, I'm going to teach a class on herringbone stitch because while it's not difficult, it is a little bit to master in the beginning.
You won't be doing a project.
No.
It's just
one topic.
Yeah, I want to, you know, and you might bring it in. All I need to do is the Kitchener on this toe, and I don't know how to do it.
Right. So that's what it is. It's very targeted. It's very specific. You know, there's no, you know, real commitment to the project. It's really just showing you something. You can bring your own yarn. You can bring your own needles. You can bring a project that you're working on and you need kind of help. And this is what the help is for.
Or you can just come and take notes.
Or you can come and take notes. So, and, you know, with reading the pattern, you can have a pattern that you're working on that you're like, I don't understand what all these symbols mean. I don't understand how to read this chart. Or I will provide some patterns for you just to look at different things and to really get an understanding of what do these all mean? All right. What does all this craziness mean that you're doing? And then what does this all mean here? Okay.
What can I use this yarn for? Well, because
yes. Well, what can I make with this?
Yeah.
What can I make with this yarn? And ways to look at Ravelry and ways to compare and figure out. Well, this pattern says I need 1,200 yards, but it's different weight. Well, how do we figure this out? Okay, so those are things that we can teach you how to do.
How to use Ravelry to your advantage,
yes.
other than just look at patterns.
Yes. So I had somebody reach out to me who wants to do a virtual yarn crawl.
Ooh, yeah.
I know. I was like, oh yes, and even yes, sir, I am in. So we'll find out details on that when it comes together. So,
well, this is going to be a summer pattern.
Yeah.
Summer
So
class.
we're also coming together. I think we're going to start off early this year because we have all these great ideas. But then I'm like, we lost time. We don't have time for that. We're going to start off Christmas in July. So we're going to kick it off with this Christmas stocking. So there's plenty of time to make it. And we're going to kick off a few other projects for gifts because we all know to make something handmade takes time. And so we want to get it started in July so that it is ready for Christmas. And we don't tell you what Christmas it's ready for. It doesn't have to be this Christmas.
You never say what year.
You don't know what year.
You just say Christmas.
You just say Christmas or your birthday or, you know, a Tuesday. We never tell them exactly when, though.
You never say what year.
Yeah, because then it's not fun. Then it's too much pressure. You got to get all these things done, and we don't enjoy it. So we're going to start that. So we do have a couple different things that we're going to kick off in regards to that. We also have another class coming up. This one I just put on the books, Zigzag. So this pattern is a lot of fun. It's going to teach you if you don't know how to increase and decrease. It's going to do that to give you this kind of... it's not really a chevron. If I went this way, chevron pattern. No, but anyway, this kind of wavy.
And we're getting some yarn in for that.
We are getting some yarn in for that. We did get some that we're going to play with, which is sesame. I showed that last time. And so we are kind of working with different things, just so you get this color variation, because you want a slow color change. You don't want a quick one, because then it won't be as...
No, you want to see that.
You want to see the transition.
Slow enough that it goes across the whole row.
Right. So we want to see the transition so that it looks like you've done all this different colorway, and you use two different colorways to make this come together. So we just put that on the books.
And I'm no longer one sleeve short of a
Oh, yay! Congratulations. It just
to
took
put
a
them
year.
on.
Just a year it took.
Only since last August.
Only a year.
So that's okay.
She's not afraid of commitment, people. She's not.
So now I got to put them in, and I will sew them in, but I'm doing the collar, and I'm doing the collar differently.
The
too.
collar, and so this was Flaming June. This is what I called the dumpster. I'll grab mine. My dumpster fire one. This is when I started this the day I found my mom was dying and had very limited time.
Well, and the pattern calls for you to pick up part of it and sew it, come to the middle, then pick up the other side and do it, and come to the middle of your back, and then sew that collar together.
I hate that.
And I'm not going to do it. And I figured out I'm good enough at it now. I'm going to go all the way across, finish out a section, and then I'm going to short row it so that it gives it some curve in the back to hang down, and then I'm calling it a day.
Yeah. I also didn't do that because I was just over it at that point. And like I said, this is my dumpster fire. Every bit of this is a mistake. Like the entire thing is so screwed up that it hangs in my shop. I'm like, don't really look at it that closely because that was a hot mess.
I love those colors, and then
I'm like, okay, let's just don't look at the knitting. Just keep on going. Keep on going. Look over there. So, but this is how mine did. So I did mine with these two colors. I went longer between the rows that are purled, because I forgot how many I went for, and I'm like, oh crap. So that's why I did it. It was an oh crap. So pattern change.
And rather than just jumping in and doing it, which is a good thing for me, I think about it for a while. I realized that if I want it to be like a shawl collar and bend, hang down.
Right.
I got to reverse it. I've got to do the right side on the wrong side of the sweater, so that when it does lay down, it'll be the right side.
Right. Well, I did mine differently
so
too.
I've got to figure all that out.
I didn't do it where you're meet in the middle. I got to a certain point and I'm like, I am just going to go up to here with this reverse pattern that they have you do, and then I'm just going to knit across a few times and let it kind of flop over and call it a day.
And it looks cute that way. But I'm going to try the shawl collar with the short row, and I was trying to think how many rows I need to do. 4 would make it too circular.
Yeah.
And I think either 8 or 6 will make it more
just
gradual, which is what I want. So I have to figure that out.
Speaking of sweaters measuring, this is why you don't make a sweater and then finish it when your mom is dying, because you have sleeves.
They're almost as long as my original ones.
This one's fine. This one not so much. But you just kind of pull that sucker up and pay no attention to it. So it is what it is. So it's done. It's actually, it's really soft. So it's I leave it at the shop just to say, hey, this is what this knits up feeling like. And so people, because with linen, it feels rougher when you're holding the skein of it than when you play with it. It becomes softer. And then when you block it, it becomes even softer. And then when you wear it, it becomes even softer. What I do, my own faux pas, is because I have no place here, I hang it on a hanger, and that's bad.
It's stretching
That's bad. It's stretching it.
So I am going to pick up these stitches because it's supposed to rain tomorrow, so I have nothing to do.
Okay.
And I'm not having a big
brouhaha.
Nope. Nobody's coming over for Easter.
Okay.
So Gordon's like, well, what are you going to do for Easter? And I went, oh, let's just go over to Cracker Barrel. And he goes,
Cracker Barrel Easter.
So I didn't have for Easter dinner at Cracker Barrel.
Cracker Barrel. Cracker Barrel.
I don't have to cook.
I'm going to have some cheesy hash browns.
I love their cheesy hash browns.
How could you not?
I have their recipe.
Do you?
Yes.
You need to make me some. You need to make me some.
Maybe we'll do a Saturday brunch here.
All right. Well, and there's stuff I want Gordon to make too. So he doesn't know it yet, but
his shrimp and grits.
Yeah, I want that. I want that.
Oh
I mean, heck, I'm a shrimp and knits for the love of God.
I know, but I won't eat any shrimp and grits but his. It's so good.
There's stuff
like
he needs to make.
3,000 calories, but it's so good.
Not on a Saturday.
So anyways, that's what I'm going to do.
Yep,
and I'm going
to
finish this baby off. This is my thing to finish off this week so I can start Dagna. And so that by end of May, kick off
the knit along.
I will be doing Kate Davies, All Hail Kate
All
Davies
hail.
one. And then I think probably we want to start this
June? July? What do you think?
I don't care.
Okay.
We should, because I'm just going to do it at the shop.
Well, June, I'm away.
Well, we could call it. Yeah, I'm here for you.
Yeah, I know. God love you.
We need to call this. Come in out of the heat. You know how you say come in out of the cold.
Oh, come in to the AC. Oh yeah, I don't know. That's terrible. I don't know. You can't just call. I gotta think, man. I gotta think.
Beat the heat.
Beat the heat. And then we can beat it at the end.
She's
with a spoon.
That. God, even Gretchen, every time I show her something, have you beaten it yet?
Not yet, but I will.
On those socks too.
Oh,
she's fine.
Beaten it
yet?
Yeah, the bead makes a difference, so we will be beating it. So yeah, we'll have to come in for something a little catchier than that. You know what I want to make? I'm sorry, I'm calling you right out. Who made that stripy cardigan that I love? Was it Kate Davies? Do you remember the stripy one? It's Kate Davies, isn't it? It's not a cardigan, a tee.
This? She did a long sleeve sweater.
Yeah, that might be what I'm. See, I just called her right out of the bluff. Sorry, Jude. That's
okay. Kate Davies.
I feel like it's Kate Davies. Yes, that's it. That's it. I want to do that.
Do that as a cardigan. Look, she does a cardigan. Wait a minute. See this cardigan?
Yep.
Why can't you do it as that?
I can because I've become you, and in
these
colors.
Yes.
I'm doing this. All right, I'm doing this. All right. So because the color work is stressful for me.
So if I'm doing this, you're doing that.
All right, I'm going to do this for my color. We're going to do Kate Davies for my knit along this summer, and you're going to do this one's, which is Sea Star.
Well, now you've already jumped into the Sea Star knit along without doing it.
Yeah, that's how I do.
and you get mad when people come to the shop and do that. You're like, well, she's not even working with the temperature.
I know. I own the shop. I own the shop, so I don't have to listen to me.
Right.
I know the owner. She's fine with it.
Okay, we can offer two. Mm-hmm. We'll offer two. Only if you promise that you have to steek it.
I'll steek it.
Okay.
I'll steek it to make it a cardigan.
Yep. And so we got 2 patterns going. Choose.
Because can I just use like a similar pattern to that and then just stripe instead of using
Well, you can,
all your
it's in
color
here.
work?
It's right in here.
I'm gonna do this. This is how we.
Okay,
This is how we do.
I just
These 2
showed you.
colors. Oh my god! I'm like a
See,
little
you have-
Izod
Pay
commercial.
attention. Look.
Okay.
See that one?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, right there, use that pattern.
Okay, but then the striping requirements.
Stripe it.
This is it. We're doing this. All right. So here's what I'm going to do. Make my own pattern up, sort of, because of Kate Davies. So I'm
And
taking
you guys
that
come on over to the dark side because I'm tired of doing color work all by myself.
but make it like this.
Now,
so
we do have a lot of people that do color work.
we have a lot of people that do color work.
Robin's into it.
We have a
Robin
lot of
bought that
really
book.
talented.
Who else wanted this book?
Was it Donna? I don't know. You had 3 people that ordered it.
Liz, did you want this book?
I have it in. Let me know. So yes. So we've got all these things. We've got
Oh,
all.
I know, Shelley.
Oh,
I think
good. Oh,
Shelley
yeah.
wanted
Okay.
it.
So yeah. So we've got these books. If you want to do color work, we got that. If you want to do stripes with me, we got that. And we'll come and hang out with us this summer. We get out of the heat because it's nice and it's actually gets chilly in here. So which is why I always have my cardigan.
Yeah,
on.
and we have Shelley and Lynn. They
So-
both wanted that book. Lynn, I
So
know.
terrific. So we've got them in shop, but we have already babbled your ear off for an hour.
But look at all we're doing.
I know.
If you're not coming in, you missed out. And we have forgotten the last 2 times we had a groupie come in, Peggy from Illinois.
She was so sweet.
Peggy,
oh,
we
she
want to
was
give
so
you a
sweet.
shout
Thank
out.
you.
We loved you.
Yes.
We can't wait for you to come back and visit.
Yes.
And we felt so bad because of the last 2 times.
We're like, we got to mention Peggy, and then we forget because we get
she came in. She goes,
Tangent.
I know you people.
Yeah.
And we went our first group.
Tangent,
Oh my God, we
tangent.
loved
It was great. So thank you for your support. And if you like what we're doing and we're saying, thank you first of all for sticking with us and share us and make sure that you're finding others because we're doing the best I can to get our name out. People, I'm doing the best I can.
She does a good job.
So thank you. But and then also subscribe. So you can subscribe to us on YouTube if you're not watching it there. So YouTube, just Google Shrimp and Knits. I like legit am the only one out there. So you'll find us and all of our antics. So thank you so much. Happy Easter if you celebrate. Happy Passover if you
Hope the bunny
celebrate.
brings you lots of eggs.
Yes, and you find them all because no one
And
wants to
chocolate.
find. Yes, and chocolate because no one wants to find that egg 3 weeks later. At least I don't.
No, that's
so.
not how you hunt for eggs, but
No,
you
like,
smell.
like, oh my God, what died? What died over here? So
That's not how you want to hunt for eggs.
have a great week. I have no idea what we're talking about next week, but it's going to be damn funny.
It'll be good.
It'll be good. Whatever it is, it's going to be amazing.
Mine might be done. It might be done. This is
Holy crap.
But don't ask how the socks are going
We're
yet,
not asking
because
about
they're
that.
they're on hold.
Okay,
The
socks.
windstorm went through anyways on the one chart. And we're like, okay, that's not even close to what it's supposed to look like. Okay, it's on the heel.
Yep.
And it's
So
like-
that's how we do. Anyway, have a great week. Thank you so much for your support. Stop by shrimpandknits.com for all of this craziness. Take care.
Bye. Oh man.